Finally back out here with our bows after Nebraska's rifle season. Didn't see much during the rifle season our first day. Saw a few, then after that I don't think we saw anything after that. So I'm back in here today in our Thanksgiving spot. We call it the Thanksgiving spot because we've usually had pretty good luck hunting back in here at or around Thanksgiving. At least that's the way it used to be. It's kind of slowed down a little bit as hunting pressure's picked up and seems like deer populations have gone down a little bit back in here, but this used to be a pretty good spot for seeing some rut activity right around Thanksgiving. Chance and Dad are also out. Chance is down a little bit farther, covering the way other end of this bedding area where he had an encounter with a buck earlier in this year, back in September. Dad's on a different property where a couple of days ago he had an encounter with a nice 4x4. Looking at the footage, I don't know why he didn't shoot. The wind was howling like probably almost 50 miles an hour, and he said he couldn't reach his bow kind of thing, but he had a nice buck come in, so he's back set up in that area again, set up in the same tree, I think, trying to hunt that buck or a different buck that's been moving through there. So we're all out this morning, back at it with our bows, just hoping to see some deer, because it's been a long time since we just had like a good seeing deer hunt. That's what we're hoping for today. I guess that's why you sit the Thanksgiving spot on the day after Thanksgiving. But this spot was the first spot we saw rutting action a long time ago. And ever since then, we've come back in here and pretty much seen pretty good rutting action in this spot and saw it again. I hadn't seen nothing all morning. And then at one point I thought I heard what sounded like a deer jumping a log, kind of taking a couple quick steps, kind of looked back to my left. I seen two small bucks over here fighting. They weren't like going at it too hard, but they were messing with each other a little bit. And then in the camera lens I could see two other bucks, I think, in there. Maybe it was just three, but I think there was four. There was just a couple bodies moving everywhere in there. I think there might have even been one shooter in there. Also, that was farther back towards the high wall, so I tried to grunt at them a little bit. I think it stopped them a little bit, but they were kind of on a mission going somewhere back over that way. I'm going to sit here, obviously, for a little while longer and just hope maybe they kind of work back through. If there's a hot doe, maybe more deer are going to be coming through. So I'm just glad to see some deer. Didn't expect it to be, 3 or 4 bucks, but that's a good sign. Back here in the Thanksgiving spot, day after Thanksgiving, paying off at least a little bit. Facebook is also recommending we hunt back here today too. Some of my memories from 3 years ago. Hunted today, the day after Thanksgiving, and Dad was able to kill his first archery buck, so Facebook is also reminding us to get out and hunt today. It was slow to start with, but we've had some action pick up pretty good. I mentioned seeing those bucks out there. I think one of those bucks circled back around and was right down here, walked off that way, and had two does about 15 seconds after he kind of walked off. Two does came through, or it was a doe, and it looked like a little, just a little teeny tiny spike fawn. So they worked through and worked back that way. So it was slow, and then it picked up pretty good. So we're going to stay sitting here a little bit since we got some of this rutting action going on. We're going to sit here for a little while longer. those two bucks here. They came up close with the two bucks that were fighting earlier, I think. That little spike is for sure, and I think the other one was. But like I said, I know for sure I saw one more buck. If not two more bucks somewhere. And they all kind of circled around. It came in basically the exact same way. The does came from over there again. But that buck circled around, came down the same path that little buck did. That little buck was just smelling that bigger buck. Whatever path he took to get over here, hoping for a bigger buck to kind of do that same thing and work their way through here. If we don't get anything this morning yet, probably going to sneak out of here at some point just because of all the movement. My setup's not quite right with the west wind if they keep getting downwind of me. Maybe get out of here before we screw things up too much with all this commotion back here, and then sneak back in here in the morning. It's maybe a slightly better setup to be able to get a shot. But it's good to see all this movement in here. Took a while, but we're finally seeing some good deer movement. Ended up being a pretty good morning for us. Didn't really know what to expect. When like the first hour we didn't see anything, but then it picked up. Sounds like Chance saw some too, so really good day. Finally seen some deer movement, seen some bucks, so that's good. Some good rutting action back in there. It always seems to be pretty good around Thanksgiving, so we'll stay after it. I think we're going somewhere new tonight, and then we'll probably be right back here tomorrow morning, hoping to see the same action, maybe see some bigger bucks and get a shot at something.